Grandapa! That was my Axel impression. Hi, everyone. That said, you probably won't see much Axel play tonight. I'm a Blaze guy. I like Blaze. I like the speed type characters. What can I say? That's not always true. But hi, everyone. Welcome back. It's a new week. It's time for some different kind of beat 'em ups that we haven't looked at here on the stream yet. I've done Streets of Rage 1 for scrolling down the belt. I actually haven't gotten to 2. I think this is the first, apart from like new beat 'em ups, this is the first game that hasn't been in a scrolling down the belt episode that I think I'm going to be playing, because I thought about it and I was like, what am I doing? Like, it's going to take a while before I get to some of these. So why am I being so precious about it, right? Not that I think I was intentionally holding back on Streets of Rage 2 or anything, but anyway. Yes. Hello, Starlight Midori Land. Hello, Red Spectra. It is time to go straight. It's time to go straight, but not in that way. In the Streets of Rage 2 song way. There's a song called Go Straight. Truth be told, I'm much more practiced on Streets of Rage 1 than I am at 2. So we'll see how this goes. I'm going to be dusting off my 2 play a little bit. It's been a while. It's definitely been a while. But yeah, so for those who don't know, I finally finished the long form sort of documentary style Final Fight video I've been working on since I don't remember exactly when I started on it. It might have been sometime in March. It might have been sometime in April. Time. It has no meaning anymore, but it's finally done. It's up on Patreon a week early for folks who want to check it out there. It'll be on the public YouTubes probably next Monday. I think I'll probably be putting it up for a premiere. But I'll get back to everyone with details on that later. But it is up on Patreon for anyone who wants to take a look and otherwise support the channel, apart from attending to these streams, which I very much appreciate as well. We get exclusive interviews up there. We get all kinds of fun stuff up there. So consider checking it out. There's trial memberships. There's the code Final Fight that you can use to get 50% off your first month. Is it Ground Upper? Ah, okay. I guess I'm just like everybody else. I've got it wrong. I'm going by my child. I've never looked at how they wrote it out in like katakana or anything. I'm just going by my childhood memories of thinking it was Grand Upper and so many other people thinking it was Grand Upper. So my mistake. Thank you for pointing that out. I think most people were not in tune with Japanese pronunciation at the time, and not to mention, it's like digitized speech on a Mega Drive, so like there's mistakes will be made. That's just how it goes. But anyway, yeah, just wanted to mention that. And there are mentions at the end of the Final Fight video about Streets of Rage, because how could there not be, right? They're so closely tied together. And so that got me thinking, you know what? We haven't streamed these games yet. And like my confidence level in being able to play them well is pretty high, at least with Blaze. And, why not? And maybe I'll have to think about it, but maybe next Tuesday, maybe we'll do 3 and 4, though 4 is a little bit longer of a game, obviously. But 4 is a game I absolutely love. Like, I think 4 is a masterpiece. Like, depending on the day you talk to me and how I'm feeling, I might say 4 is maybe the best beat 'em up that's been made. 4 is real good. And I have so little experience with 3, so little. I've played it, but I don't have nearly as much time in it as 1 and 2. So yeah, it might be fun. No one should expect a 1cc of 3 out of me unless I get some time into play, but I gotta be practicing games for Combo Breaker in 2 weekends from now. So I can't be doing a Streets of Rage 3 grind until after Combo Breaker. Anyway, let's get to game. Let's play game. All right. This one and this one, and here we are. We're gonna start off with 1. Good old Streets of Rage 1. I don't know what people's... I feel like the popular opinion is probably that 2 is better than 1. Right? I would assume anyway. We gotta turn this volume up. It's criminal to keep it this low, right? I gotta turn it up on my end as well, because I gotta hear this music. We can't just not be hearing the music, right? Maybe here or so. Oh, that's a good question, Red Spectra. So I always enter mystery. For those of you who don't know, mystery is where you don't know what game you're gonna get. It can be any competitive game. It can be, when they're fighting games, they're usually old janky ones. Or it could be Tetris. It could be Pong. It could be anything that is competitive. It could be Twinkle Star Sprites. You know, you name a game that is competitive, and it could come up in mystery. So that's real fun. I'm also entering... What else am I entering? Windjammers 2, which any tournament I go to that has Windjammers 2, I usually enter it, because I'm pretty decent in that game. I'm also entering the Sailor Moon S fighting game on the Super Famicom. I was practicing that yesterday night. And I'm also doing the Samurai Showdown 2019, which I'm less confident in, but you know what? I'm gonna try it. I think that's it. That sounds about right. I think there were 4 of them. I didn't want to overcommit too much. The most recent tournament for me was Frosty Faustings. Okay, maybe this is a little loud. There we go. That's pretty good, I think. And I think I entered a few too many games for that one, and so I didn't get enough time to practice, and I still won't have enough time to practice, but that's more on me. Anyway, yeah, that's the lineup for Combo Breaker, but that's next weekend, not this weekend. So I'll announce this later, but probably this Thursday's stream will be fine. We'll be on for normal this week. Next week, I might only do Tuesday because I've got some friends coming into town for Combo Breaker, and we might be doing some stuff on Thursday because that's what timing might work out for, because Combo Breaker is Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So, yeah. I use a Koshidor sampled a lot from the hottest club songs. I mean, how could they not have been, right? Like, listen to this. This is club music through and through. All right. We know these streets are not safe, but you know what? We're going to make them safe. I think I'm just going to leave this all in default options, and not that you get much else except for difficulty. You can't set lives or anything like that, so I think we're good here. So I'm curious about what, people have opinions on the Streets of Rage games, right? I'm curious, as a game, right? Divorce the soundtrack of it. As a game, 1 or 2, and as a soundtrack, 1 or 2. Let's hear some folks' opinions on those, because I think they can be different things. I think you can like one better as a game and one better as a soundtrack. But you know what? We're gonna do Blaze because that's how we do. And this is an often compared game to Final Fight, but it, in my opinion, is a very different type of game from Final Fight. Extremely different. It does not throw the numbers at you that Final Fight does, at least not all the time. And the way you play it is very different. Stun locking is the name of the game here. So you can see I'm staggering my hits. 1, 2, 1, 2. And they're basically unable to break out of stun lock for the most part when you stagger your hits like this. And of course you can do the old walk-up grab for some crowd control, right? That's still an important part. A little biased because you played Streets of Rage more than I mean, I feel like that was a lot of people, right? I played Streets of Rage 1 first. Definitely before 2. Probably I played more of 2 also than 1. I think that was true of me as well, because my friends just wanted to play 2 more, and I'll wait to share my opinions until we play both of these tonight, because again, I'm dusting off 2 after quite a long time of not really playing it, so... And let's see, what else can we do here? We can do, we can do that. We can do the boom, the Blaze's back suplex there, which is pretty iconic, by doing a jump and then the grab. Why not? We'll pick up the pipe. Appreciate 1's tightness and definitely prefer the OST over 2. Is a game, my brain says 1, 2, but the amount of polish in 2 is phenomenal. Yeah, my gut instinct is fairly similar to yours. Boy, oh boy, okay. I actually think I prefer the soundtrack of 1. All right, okay. I swear to God, these guys are worse about this than they are in Final Fight, just like walking off screen like this. The cap on enemies in this game is 8. I feel like that's right. I'm not 100% sure if it's 8 exactly, but yeah, you don't... Of the parts I can think of where you have many enemies on screen, I do feel like you don't ever really see more than 8, if you even do get that many. So that sounds right to me. And I know here I'm not going to waste it because we've got a limited number of stocks, and so you can stun lock multiple... Oop, I did the grab there. Okay. But I was going to say you can stun lock multiple guys at the same time until I messed it up and held a direction. But yeah, I know that the special just works way differently in this. It's calling in the cop car for everyone in this one, which I won't hit right now because I don't want to use my 1 stock. Even though I probably won't need it for this level. It's really only the later levels that I'll need to use it for, I feel like. And you're off screen, so I can't grab you. Okay, good job, lady. See if I can... he died, so I can't show you the simultaneous stun lock. But here you can go as high as 2 hits. If you go 3, you do the finish... Well, maybe you could go up to 3, but... Fighting in the street! Alright, here's our first boss. Man with boomerang. They don't have names on their health bar. You're not supposed to do that, man with boomerang. You know what? We're gonna show it, just so I can get a little damage on this guy. I was not planning on taking that amount of damage on him. But basically, we're just gonna grab this guy. And he's done. I would have been very embarrassed if I would have died there. That would have not been a good look. I'll definitely die later. In my memory, and we'll see if this is true tonight. In my memory, this game is a little bit harder. Just because they don't do the Super Joy style specials in this. That S times 1, that is your stock of specials. And unless you get more, you get no more than that. And you can't use them at all on the last level because you are indoors. And you can't apparently call the cop car indoors into Mr. X's, compound or whatever. So I feel like this game is a little bit harder on you than 2 is. But we'll see if I agree with that by the end of the night. But yeah, you didn't really have the stun lock strategy in Final Fight. You definitely had the, kick, hit, throw, like we're doing here. But you did. Sir. Please, sir. And of course, as usual, we got weapons, though I don't feel like weapons are quite as nuts in this game as they are in Final Fight. Like, I definitely do. Like, I really don't like using the bottle here, for example. Unfortunately, there's no real way I can drop it. At least that I know of, except for taking a hit. Because, like, I feel like I can just get rid of them more quickly when I don't have a weapon. But, you know, I haven't run the damage numbers on it or anything like that. Dilapidated town. So here we can stun lock 2 at once here. That's how that works. Oh, there's an extra life. But yeah, basically you tend to use the special as kind of a panic button in this, but you can't use it like the Super Joy because again, you have a limited number of them. 2 will go more to the Super Joy method of doing things where it's like you use a special, it takes off a little bit of your health, but it really is like your panic button. Which I think more people are familiar with in beat-em-ups, but this came out, I don't know, this came out a decent amount of time after Final Fight, so they could have done the Super Joy thing, but I don't know why they didn't. When I did the scrolling down the belt episode for this, an interesting anecdote that I remember from a Yuzo Koshiro interview was that this game wasn't like this was kind of just like a game for the hardcore in Japan. It wasn't just everyone didn't love it like they did here. You kind of had to be a beat 'em up sicko to really get into it. And that might have also had to do with, you know, the Mega Drives, like, okay, get off the screen. Yeah, okay. These guys you definitely want to stun lock because they're a big pain in the butt with their throwing their fire sticks that they're throwing. Get behind. All right. Give me an apple or something. And I feel like the range of being able to like throw an enemy into another one, or like their hitboxes against each other aren't as kind as in something like a Final Fight. Like you have to be a little more precise to throw them into each other. Like the throw is not as crazy good of a crowd control tool. Like, see, that didn't hit. And I feel like in a lot of other games, like in a Final Fight, that probably would have hit. Oh, okay, I'm getting hit by axes, speaking of being hit. Alright, we can't have you people doing this. Alright. This is what we were trying to go for in the first place. Alright, time for Freddy Krueger. I want to be below Freddy Krueger. Oh yes, by the way, enemies come running at you here in the middle of all this, which is not great. Give me the knife. Yep, I usually save the special for the knife guy, because he can be a little challenging to deal with. Though I wonder if it will hit him, because he's only kind of partially on screen. It looks like it will. Oh, no, 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 no. Okay, come on. We want to grab him whenever possible. And grabbing him is safest approach from below, because he's less likely to swing. There we go. So far, so good. And a later boss is 2 of those guys, and let me tell you what a nightmare that is. That, I mean, you'll see it. You'll see it. But it is not fun. It is probably the worst boss in this game outside of maybe Mr. X, I feel like. But where does another question could be, where do people stand on the Streets of Rage versus Final Fight war? Howdy Chibi UFO. You're in time for level 3 of Streets of Rage 1. It's pretty smooth sailing so far. Throughout the first couple of levels. But yeah, people, I really do think they're different feeling games, but because of, you know, the proximity that at least the home port came out to of Final Fight came out to this, people like to pit them against each other. So I'm curious where people stand on that. I have an opinion, but I'll wait to share it. Because we want to see what Famitsu also thinks as well. Because we care about that kind of thing here. Oh, how was Mortal Kombat 2? I didn't think the first Mortal Kombat was great. Sorry, and by the first Mortal Kombat, I mean the more recent Mortal Kombat movie, not the 1990s Mortal Kombat movie. But I admit that the trailer for the second one was a little more interesting, at least to me, than, no. Nice. Moon Beach. I like that we're getting a blow-by-blow on the song names, too. I admit, for as much as I like the soundtrack to the Streets of Rage games, I don't know the names of very many of the songs. I have the records. I think I have the CDs as well. I like the first newer movie. It has some faults, but like 2 is so much better. Okay. Yeah, I didn't like hate that last movie or anything like that. I just... Okay, this is... There we go, that's... Yeah, all you fools get stunned. That's how... Okay, that's not getting stunned! Yeah, I think it just felt like they have a much more interesting premise for 2 with the whole, you know, the Johnny Cage thing and all that. So I don't know if I'll go see it necessarily, but I was definitely intrigued by the idea of it a little bit more. All right. Intro theme of Streets of Rage is sampled from Sadness Part owned by Enigma. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I can kind of hear the Enigma in there, I feel like. Now that you say it. Johnny Cage and Katana are both really good. MK2 looks like what the previous movie should have been. Yeah, that's kind of the feeling I got from it as well. I would love some health right about now. When's the Streets of Rage movie? When are they gonna make that? Who should they cast in a Streets of Rage movie? Okay, this is Warrior. This is the World Wrestling Federation's The Ultimate Warrior. Oh yeah, he kind of is... Okay. I, for some reason, have real problems controlling this situation. When the guy comes in on screen, like, Warrior here is not all that hard to fight on his own, and God, I'm really gonna be up a creek with this, because we got 2 more, like, Warrior is real easy to just stun lock here. And I guess my best hope is, yep, just taking him out. Okay, I lost 1 life, that's not the end of the world. I can hopefully still make it work here. I'm careful. Wait, is there there's an upcoming Streets of Rage movie? How did I not hear about this? I don't think you're making that up. But yeah, if John Wick folks are involved, that's encouraging, I will say. Unlike the Street Fighter movie, which I'm really zero interest, basically. Oh yeah, you're the grabby guy, that's right. I am not... That Street Fighter movie looks terrible to me. It was announced 2 years ago, okay. I must have missed that announcement somehow. I know, I saw an announcement about like an Outrun movie or something, which was kind of crazy, but... Maybe they were announced around the same time or something. But yeah, I remember hearing about it's like an Outrun movie? Really? Okay. All right. I'm open-minded. Come on. Yeah, Sydney. That's the one that Sydney Sweeney was potentially. Also, what else does she get mentioned in the Gundam? Does she get mentioned in when people talk about the Gundam movie? Which is like, they don't, as a Gundam fan, they don't really need to be doing that. Just leave that alone. That's my opinion. As the airbags. Yeah, I would love a new Outrun game too. I just played Outrun 2, a full Outrun 2 arcade setup at Midwest Gaming Classic for the first time in a while, and I'm like, man, this is a good game, wasn't it? And yeah, we haven't really seen any of that since, have we? Oh, no, you don't. Oh, yes, you do. That didn't hit you. Ugly and apolitical? What, Gundam? Yeah, apolitical Gundam. Just what people want, right? Gundam! The anime with famously no political messages whatsoever. Give me a break. Oh! Oh! That was almost... I hate you. I hate you. There's an extra life. Get over there. Not over here, but over there. Yes, Gundam. Famous for no politics, truly. Oh, a fellow Chicagoan. Welcome. Thank you for the check-in. Always appreciated. I almost got thrown into that pit, and I was going to be... Oh, I forgot you had a sweep as well! You... This is not... Yes, it was close. Very close indeed. I'm not going down there. I'm not... You're not tricking me again. That's not gonna happen. Come on. Also, the timer is really interesting in this game, how it, like, resets itself, on, like, in these little closed-off segments that they do when you can't scroll the screen anymore. It's a very weird... Like, I don't feel like I've ever seen another beat-em-up do that. That worked. Just keep that stun. Keep that stun. Yep, right into the grab. Nice. And you can kind of juggle them back and forth too if they come up on both sides of you like that. There's ways of handling that crowd control. What's up? Welcome. Is this... Who was this? Oh, you. Oh, no, 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 no. That's not what we want to do. God damn it. I was totally unprepared for this. I know what to do against this guy, but I'm just kind of falling apart here. Again, like, he's not in of himself very hard. Which way does the knife guy come from? I think we'll be invincible during that grab, so... God damn it. I did not... Okay, this is... I guess and he's off screen. Yeah, I have definitely handled this one better, that's for sure. Alright, so how you're supposed to do this, or how you can do this, there are a couple different ways. He also can be punch stunned, but god, I can't believe that cost me 2 lives. Ugh. You can get this game on your Sega Mega Drive, out now. Out since 1991. Yep, he can be stunned in place, but the problem is that the guys coming in on screen, like if it was just him, no issues. And hello, Party Marco as well. This game is awesome. Yeah, I like the Blaze 1cc. As I just sit here and hit nothing. Mr. X without dying. I wish I have never really gotten up to Mr. X with her without dying. I've definitely had runs that were better than others. But I don't think I've ever had one that I've made without dying at all. So that is pretty good. The soundtrack is cool. If nothing else, even if I don't 1cc this, which I may not, because I tend to, I still have plenty of opportunities to mess up here, trust me. I was hoping to have avoided a couple of the pitfalls that I, fell into here, figuratively, because I haven't fallen into any pitfalls literally yet. Hopefully I don't do that. Yeah, these guys I just like to do... jump kicks and whatnot, because... except when they do that. Just for crowd control reasons, because there's a lot of them on screen, and there's a different part where I burn my special on. Boy, oh boy. Yep, I saw you back there still. Don't worry, I haven't forgotten about you. Beatnik on the ships! I love it. That's such a good... Beatnik on the ships is so good. And this one likes to crouch, and really your only answer is... She screams and crouches. And kinda your only answer is really... to grab her when she gets back up. No, I saw you. Beatnik on the ships. Alright, yep, you're one of those. Let's wait for you to get up. And then we do that. And unfortunately, you cannot despawn enemies like you can in Final Fight by like scrolling them off the screen. They did not carry that particular thing into Streets of Rage, which I wish they would have, because I really like being able to do that. Yeah, and I walked right into the grab there, as I should have known. What's this? Okay, yeah, this is this one. Okay. Come on, next. Next. Alright, and is this where the guys come up over the railings? I think that's at least coming up soon if it's not right here, and you want to kind of be careful with how fast you're scrolling the screen here so you don't overwhelm yourself. So these guys love to jump. I knew it. Oh, that's helpful. It's okay. Get those guys in a stun lock and it ain't no thing. Okay, we got it. Yeah, we'll pick up the pipe. Why not? In a way, it makes dealing with these... Oh, that's right, warrior. Can I just pipe him? No, not if I do that, I can't. I did not want to pick up the pipe again! There we go, that works. I'm used to just one punch, single punch stunning him, because two, he's a little slippery, and he kind of gets away. No, you don't. More guys over the railing, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. More, yep. And one more. This is the Blaze clones who are the bosses on this level, which I burn one of these here because ain't nobody got time for this scenario with like all these dudes just sitting here on a screen throwing their fire or whatever they're doing. Like, ain't nobody got time for that. Sorry. Oh, no, you're not dead after that? Okay. See that? Like, that should have hit him? Throwing him back like that? Like that, I feel like he was close enough to where... And yet it worked there for whatever reason. Yeah, give me that turkey. See, and eventually it's like, okay, he's off screen and now he just can't be hurt anymore. Are you... For God's sake. Yeah, and I think I have a little bit better of a strategy for handling them this time around. I'm pretty sure I do. Of course you hit me with those the first time, because why wouldn't you? I don't think I get... Okay. So, the back attack, which I haven't showed off up until this point, I think is pretty key to handling them. And I keep it buffered. I keep, like, the jump held down so I can't mess up the input. I believe someone in that chat gave me that, in this chat gave me that advice, which is very, very good advice. So I thank you, whoever that was. Because that really turned around my fight with these two in a big bad way. You know what? We'll use this just because we have it. Because why not? We can't carry it over to the next level. It's non-transferable. So we might as well bring it with us. Like, I used to have so many problems with this fight because I would mess up the inputs. Like, I wouldn't actually hit the buttons together at the same time. But it's like, of course you just buffer. You just jump once and you hold down the jump button, and boom. Easy peasy. Makes up, I guess, for the stupid mistakes that I made earlier. And there are other strategies for dealing with them, but I feel like that's just the easiest one, at least with Blaze's back kick. It might be different for Axel or, what's his name? I'm forgetting his name for whatever reason. The character that is the hardest to play with in this game, that is not Axel or Blaze. Streets of Rage 1 tech. Axel and Slash. Yeah, now we're going back to Final Fight. We got all the members of Guns N' Roses. Well, not all of them. We've only got Axel and Slash, but we got no Duff. Depending on what era of Guns N' Roses you want. No Izzy, no Gilby. No Matt Sorum or Steven Adler. None of those people. Buckethead? Yeah, that's a Guns N' Roses era I didn't expect anyone to pull. But yeah, Buckethead. Who else? Who else was in Guns N' Roses for like 5 minutes during that weird transitionary period? I can't even remember anymore. I feel like they had a different person in there every day, practically. I don't know how many of you are familiar with the guitarist Paul Gilbert, who was probably best known for Mr. Big. Because they had similar looking hair, there was a while there where people were saying that Buckethead is Paul Gilbert, which I think was not at all true. But it sure was a rumor. I like Mr. Big quite a bit, actually, especially Paul Gilbert. But yep, thanks for stopping in, Chibi UFO. Appreciate the Mortal Kombat 2 check-in. I don't appreciate that grab, though, I'll tell you what. I don't appreciate that grab either. Or that one. Come on. Schwarzenegger? That's true, he was in You Could Be Mine. Oh no, not you again! I forgot you were here! God's sake. No, that is not what I wanted to do. Oh, we can do this trick. This trick works too. While we're in the grab animation, we might as well give him lots of hugs. I did get Karnov'd. What the heck? Stupid Karnov. Your game's not even a beat 'em up. What are you doing here? This isn't Fighters History Dynamite. You're not allowed to be here. I wish it was easier to get enemies to go in this, what do you call it, like crusher, than it actually is. Like, they're actually very, very savvy to being caught in it for the most part. It does, yeah, the UI, you're right, it's very Revenge of Shinobi. It's been a while since I played Revenge of Shinobi. I played it much less recently than Streets of Rage game, but yeah, now that you say it. I can't remember what year Revenge of Shinobi was. This was 91. But I feel like Revenge of Shinobi couldn't have been all that much before it. And they were both Yuzo 89. Okay, that's what I would have guessed. And you're gonna be one of the... Oh no, you're not gonna be one of the Shriekers. Okay. And yeah, you're right. That's probably more of the commonality that explains the UI similarities. More so than Koshiro, who probably didn't have anything to do with the UI design, if I were to guess. Probably mostly cared about the music, as was his job. Come on, what? That's what I get for trying to make this happen. Can I... Yes, there we go. That's like the only way you can really make it happen. What weapon do you... Okay, you've got the bat. Alright, okay, no, yeah, there's plenty of room for you too. We got room for all you guys. Come on down. We'll pick up the bat even, in fact. Are you gonna... Okay, you... That's one of the only times that I've had an enemy do that to themselves. Do it again? 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 No? There we go. We done? Done? Okay. I do not have the giant pool of lives I would like to have here, but because the last level is not. It's a real gauntlet, and I don't mean like the video game gauntlet. I mean like it's a real trial. You have no supers inside of, the cops cannot be called indoors. Not when they're inside of Mr. X's mansion. Can't do it. They won't come in there. Or maybe it's not because they're indoors. Maybe it's because, because you're in Mr. X's mansion and Mr. X owns the cops or something. I don't know. It's I do still have a I believe it's the Japanese version. It's bare knuckle. It's not Streets of Rage, but I do have a cartridge sitting around for 1 and 2. I do not have 3, at least not yet, and it's relatively expensive these days. Even the Japanese version is relatively expensive. But I would like it because those games are fun. And I like to have cartridges of some of them. Okay. I think maybe, well, not for the first time ever in my life, but certainly for the first time in a while, got to play so there's a Sega CD compilation that had like slightly distinct versions of like Golden Axe and this and Columns and some other games, and I played this on the Sega CD version at Midwest Gaming Classic, and like by and large it was the same. I think it just had more voice effects in it. Like they put in more voice samples because Sega CD, I guess. Oh, you can call the cops in the mansion with a game genie, but if you go too far and use it, the game will get stuck. Interesting. All right, so they don't give me any enemies to contend with here. So usually these guys are such a pain in the butt to deal with together that I just burn both of my supers on them. Because why not? Might as well get their health down as much as I can. Yep, I actually saw that announcement today, Starlight Midori Land. I think it's SNK is a weird, you know, it's a weird company to talk about these days because of their ownership and you know, other things surrounding. Okay, that was rude. What I'm trying to do is get grabs on these guys as much as I can, because going below them and grabbing is one of the safest things you can do. Fortunately, they cost me a life. But we're still not doing terribly. It could have gone worse. So we'll see if this is enough. This is enough to get through. If I have to throw a continue at it, I will, but I hope I don't. We got the everybody's favorite, the elevator stage. Pretty advantageous to position yourself, you know, up here in the right-hand corner to make it. And of course, we love to throw guys over the side, right? Okay, we don't love that. And we don't love... This is not a good sign. And that guy's got a knife, so we definitely want to get him out of here as quick as we can. And get all you guys over the... Yeah, because I don't get a health up here, so this is going to be real fun. Real fun indeed. Yup, Final Fight started, Final Fight, as far as I know, Final Fight started it, and, we'll stun these guys, because when there's a big crowd of them, it just makes the most sense, I feel like. Nope. And see if you... if you kind of get up here, you make it a lot harder for them to get around you and come at you from behind. That was not... I did not like that very much. Thank you. But yeah, this is not good. I mean, I suppose I do as much as the next guy, sure. We don't want to use the super yet. We do have a... Now with these guys up here, though, this is... Come on, okay. We don't want to... We don't want to call in the cops just yet. We can help it. And over the edge you go. I want to say it's not until the whip ladies come in that we're going to want to start thinking about using a super, so maybe this next one or the one after. We'll see how hair trigger I can get it. Go ahead and burn it, because I feel like while I'm stunning them, she's going to get me in a... She's going to whip. And I love how the screen scrolls. I have accidentally called the cops. Yes, I have. That was not accidental. I did that one intentionally, but... I have, like, done a... Nah, okay. I had a feeling the whip was gonna be what did me in. And then I think we still got one more run here. Because it's weird, they don't... The Mega Drive layout by default puts the button... The first button is the special. So it's kind of weird in that way, right? Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. And we got this fool running around here. You... I think that was it. I don't think there's another one. No, okay, so we lost one life, which is not the worst I've done. But now we gotta go through the gauntlet that is level 8. And so we'll see. And this is the one where you can't use your special. You cannot do it. Can't do it inside of Mr. X's house. No, no. And also you have these dinner carts that just come flying at you out of nowhere for some reason, which I've always thought was particularly hilarious. Like, okay, what? Is this how Mr. X gets his food delivered? Like, what's going on? Who's throwing them? Okay, there's another life. Good. And boy, oh boy, we were talking about, you know, doing Deathless up to Mr. X. Like, has anyone actually beaten the game Deathless? Like, beaten Mr. X even without taking a death? Like, that is a very difficult one for me to imagine. Because I usually take at least a few deaths on Mr. X. Just because of the way that the game is, that particular boss fight is structured, it seems to me very difficult to be able to do that one deathless. I'm sure it's possible, because, I mean, people have done basically everything deathless by this point, right? No damage, or no damage seems insane, but, again... There are these people who are better, certainly better at this game than me. And yep, I get a grab for my troubles. Thanks for coming in. Have a grab. Mr. X must be rich to own a big building. Yeah, it's so clean for like the size of building that this is, that it's nuts. It's like spotless. And we get the boss. Well, it's not a boss rush per se, but it is all of the bosses in a certain span of time. Ebenezer Good by the Shaman. I am not familiar with that one, but I will take your word for it. The Last Soul is the name of this, okay? Yeah, Mr. X totally just does rob you of lives. Like, it is... What? Sir? I mean, I will take that turkey. I do not need this. I do not need all you guys together at once, thank you very much. You were just running away. You were just playing keep away. This is... I've never had this guy play keep away like this before. Absolute misbehavior. Oh, I hadn't noticed that you actually get daylight as the stage goes on. Huh. But you're right. How big is this house? How long are we in here for? Oh, yes, here we go. All right. As long as I can stay below him, I'll be doing pretty good. Welcome, Ted Bob. You're just in time to see me get clawed to death by Freddy Krueger. Please die. Please die. Thank you. Now health, please. No, that's not health. That is. Ted Bob, you seem like, I mean, I don't think you all owned a Genesis growing up, but you seem the type that would have been that would have put a significant amount into a Streets of Rage game or two. What's your, or is it just Double Dragon 3 that you're, like, amazing at? Okay, you're gonna go over there, that's fine. Did you? I don't remember there being, maybe... Now I'm thinking back. Oh, warrior. I knew it. I knew it as soon as I backed up. He was gonna... With how close he was. Ah. The first boss, the boomerang guy was the first boss in the boss rush here. Oh, you meant throughout the other levels, like before this, maybe. Yeah, that's true. This is the him being in the boss rush here is the first one that he reappears in. But yeah, like warrior and fat guy and stuff, they all appear. I think a couple different times throughout. Why don't? Did you, Ted Bob, did you and your brother get rid of the Genesis by the time that I met you, or did it just like never come out? Because boy, maybe it's just my memory, but I don't remember there being a Genesis around. I definitely remember like a PlayStation 1. I don't remember a Genesis. Okay. That explains why I don't remember it. Yeah, I feel like we all made those decisions, right? Okay, this was not the good decision to make there. There we go. I definitely sold some stuff when I was a kid because, you know, poor kids, no money, want new thing. So what else are you gonna do, right? He did dress like a fireman, that's true. No. No, you're not dead yet. I didn't hear you yell. There we go. Oh. Did not react to that table in time, did I? Okay, okay. I can't grab you because you're... Come on, you come down here. You are... Really? Alright, we're just gonna stunlock both of you guys and be done with it here. Sold off all your collection months before you learned about emulation. Alright, here's our... Well, actually, they're not here yet. Did you have both Streets of Rage 1 and 2, or were you one and not the other? Ray Bradbury, maybe. Is this them? I feel like this is them. Yes, it is. Okay. All right, let's just see if this keeps working for us here. And if you guys could stay in sync timing like that, that's even better for me because... Oh, okay. Just messed up my timing a little bit on that one, I suppose. Okay! That's not great. Less lives for the health suck that is Mr. X. I probably won't be able to do it in this few lives, but you know what? We're gonna try. I love that I don't get to see their health bars at all here, so I have no idea how close they are. There's one of them down. All it takes with these two is like one mistake, honestly. They're a couple of tough customers. Yeah, I thought I remembered you as being a Shining Force fan as well. The third one is super slow. It's been a while since I played 3. I feel like it might be I don't know. Maybe a PAL NTSC mismatch or something? We're not gonna do that. I'm not gonna agree to that. Sorry. You'll be happy to oblige. The US version is definitely weaker, for sure. I think it's pretty well known that the Japanese version of 3 is... 1 and 2, it doesn't really matter which ones you play particularly. They're pretty much the same so far as I know. But yeah, 3 got into this whole... Yep, 3 is our bad end, our bado endo. Oh god, Ideally... See, you can't really stun him like that. That just does not work. And so you want to be able to kind of fling them like that. That's the general idea anyway. But then, of course, you got to deal with all these jerks while you do, which makes it a whole lot of fun. And then sometimes he just dashes on you like that, and there's kind of like nothing you can do, because as far as I know, that dash is just invincible. So fun, fun, fun. And that's going to be a continue, right? Ah, so close. We're not going to reset. We're right here. It'll be a 2cc, I'm afraid. Yeah, he's a regular Sabu from Nekketsukoha Kunio-kun, isn't he? And so, I mean, as far as I know, the strat is pretty much that. You kind of hope for the best as far as his dashes and stuff like that. See, it's not always a good idea to even hit him twice. Like, it's almost just a better idea to hit him once and grab him. Less risk that way. See, with no guys there, it's cake. Like, his pattern's real easy. But, when you got those guys in there, especially two of them. So almost a 1cc, I was real close. I'm relatively happy with it, especially since I haven't really practiced in a while. If I hadn't made some of the dumb mistakes I'd made earlier with the Ultimate Warrior and Fireman, it might have gone better, but you know, we're not going to lament too much. Yeah, the gun and all the bullets fall out. That's how guns work, right? Do we have any gun experts here who can confirm that that is in fact what happens when you kill a man holding a gun? Well, I don't think we killed Mr. X, because spoilers, he's going to be back in too. When you disable in some way a man with a gun, it just does, the bullets all just go flying out. I'm convinced that's real. Former, I believe, police officers, these three. Adam was the third one, right? Whose name I couldn't come up with earlier. Bare Knuckles, two of them. You came in just in time for the ending of one. But we'll get around to two in a bit here. We're gonna watch the ending, and then we're gonna take a look at what the reviewers of Famitsu thought of Bare Knuckle 1, and then we'll move on into 2, which I have not played Streets of Rage 2 in years. But I think I remember the general idea. So we'll see how we fare there. Yeah, who even knows what happened to Mr. X there, right? Like, did he get arrested? Did he, like, I mean, I think the answer is probably no, because again, he's back in 2. So I feel like Mr. X just like owns the town or whatever, so he gets no, nothing, you know, no consequences, right? All right. So before we go in, yeah, Adam, he returns to, yeah, that's right, he's back in 3. Adam is kind of the tough one to clear that game with, if I remember correctly. He's not, he just has a little bit tougher of a time of things. All right. So what we do after this is we take a look and see, okay, well, according to Japanese game magazines, where did this all land? Oh, you had no chance to play this. Interesting. Okay. No experience with Streets of Rage 2. Well, people definitely have opinions. Some people say it's a better, more developed game. Some people say it's not as tight, etc. But we'll see. Yeah, 4. I think 4 is an amazing game. The Game Gear. Maybe I need to revisit that Game Gear version. I played it for the Scrolling Down the Belt episode that I did, and I was not a fan. But anyway, just to remind everyone, since we love to compare this game to Final Fight, right? Everybody does it. Famitsu scored the Super Nintendo, the Super Famicom port of Final Fight. This is not the arcade game. This is the Super Nintendo port. They scored it 7787. Okay, so pretty good marks for that pretty darn compromised port of Final Fight. Right. Okay, so now this was February 22nd, 1991. Okay. Now, fast forward. Wrong button. Fast forward to, what would this have been? Sometime in 1991. Give me the date. I'm hovering over you. Why do you not give me date? There we go. August 2nd, 1991. We got some this is just a page full of interesting games, I gotta say. Just before we get into bare knuckle here, just like look at some of the games that they're covering in this one. PC Genjin 2, on the PC Engine, so like what is this, Bonk's Adventure? Yeah, this is Bonk's Adventure. We got Street Smart, which is the Mega Drive version of Street Smart, which honestly I forgot was even a thing. You've got Racing Tamashi, which a PC Engine racing game that I have no experience with, but it's from IRM. And the Game Boy version of Hatris. Oh, boy. Let's, you know what, for laughs, let's just see what else we got. Let's go back to the beginning of this list. We've got pre-Neo Geo SNK games are still being ported in the 90s, right? It's a hell of a thing, the games that people chose to port in the 90s, long after they were not exactly the most relevant things in the world. So we've got Capcom's The Little Mermaid here. I'll zoom out a tiny bit just so we can see more of the scores at once here. What is this? Puznik, which triggers something in my memory, but I don't think I know it all that well. Family Circuit 91. So like The Little Mermaid got pretty not great scores. 5, 6, 5, and 4, which I remember thinking The Little Mermaid was pretty all right. Probably better than a 4 at the very least. And we've got Juju Densetsu, which is this Toki? Is this Toki? Juju Densetsu? I feel like it is. I feel like Toki had some weird Japanese name. Oh, and this is what is this? Samurai Pizza Cats? Not okay. Kyatsu, what is that? Toninden Teande or something like that? It is Toki. Okay, I thought so. One of these, I wonder why they changed the name to Juju. That's interesting. We got Die Hard on the Famicom from our friends at Pack-In Video. So just a bowl full of mediocre stuff, except for, we've got Pachinko Daisakusen 1. But if it was Toki, What, JoJo, like the name for an ape or something? I don't know. I mean, I feel like they could have just kept it Toki. But what were they? Were they afraid of infringing on the Fist of the North Star character Toki with calling it Toki in Japan? I don't know. I don't think he bears that much resemblance to Toki from Fist of the North Star. Final Fantasy IV, nobody knows that game. Certainly nobody likes that game. A 9, 9, a 10, and an 8. Are you crazy? No, that's I think a really good set of scores for that game. And at the time, I probably would have agreed with that pretty wholeheartedly. I was super, super into Final Fantasy IV. Super into Final Fantasy IV. But let's see. Yeah, it's a good one. It's a good one. In all of its incarnations, I feel like. What else do we got down here? Anything else? Oh, Fantasy Zone Gear. Opa Opa Junior no Boken. The Adventures of Opa Opa Junior. I guess he's just Opa Opa Junior because he's on the Game Gear and he's on a smaller screen. As a Fantasy Zone fan, I will admit I have not played Fantasy Zone Gear Opa Opa Junior no Boken. Perhaps I should fix that one of these days. I am very intrigued by another game I haven't played here, though, as a part of the Konpachi Heroes series. Battle Dodgeball, which is, what is it? It's Gundam, the Mazinger series, and like Giant Robo. It's like what Super Robot Wars started out as before it blew up into all these different properties. They had a bunch of different types of games in the Konpachi Heroes series, including apparently a dodgeball game and a beat 'em up, which is on an upcoming, a not too far away episode of Scrolling Down the Belt. Not the next one, but probably the one after that. Koi wa Kakehiki. I have no idea what that is. It is a puzzle game, as you can tell from looking at it. And we have Putt and Putter from Sega on the Game Gear, a lovely golf game for your Game Gear, I suppose. Kamen Rider. Wait, hold on. Gundam Mazinger. I feel like it wasn't I might have said Giant Robo, but I thought it was Getter Robo. Maybe Getter Robo was later, but yes, you're right. Kamen Rider was there from the very beginning. You can even see, I can't remember if that's V3 or who that is, but one of the Kamen Riders there. And I feel like that's a Getter Robo, though. I don't think that's a Mazinger, and that's definitely not a Gundam. So I think maybe Getter Robo might have been in there too, but and Ultraman, yeah. So maybe more serious than I remember, because they explicitly mention Ultraman in here as well. And they just say Ultraman, Ultraman ya Kamen Rider Nado. So like Ultraman, Kamen Rider, etc. It's basically the Bandai Cinematic Universe for the most part, way before they were making movies about them, that's for sure. Well, that's probably not true. They probably had movies of those characters long before this. What am I talking about? But they didn't all cross over in a movie, certainly, before that. Okay, all right. So we've reached the end of our crazy list here. So let's, and again, to remind ourselves, 7, 7, 8, and 7. Okay. 8, 6, 7, 6. So I think that is worse, but not by a lot. They also have a battle side. They were just trying. It has Godzilla as well. Boy, oh boy, they were just trying to do all the Kunio-kun sports games got done by the Konpachi Heroes too, apparently. All right, so I think I might be mathing this wrong, but I think we're a little under the Final Fight score. Let's do you know what? We've got tools to resolve this. We can do some quick addition. So 27 for Streets of Rage. And yeah, 29 for Final Fight. So we've got like a difference of about 2 points, which is not crazy, right? But let's see, generally very positive, right? I think we can agree on that. And of course, it's 1991. So we're already going to get people calling this literally a Final Fight like. Final Fight like na game. So a game that is like Final Fight. So we're calling them Final Fight likes already, people. It's already started happening. Let's see here. Yeah, it's like, so to like you're just hitting the button to attack. Okay. I don't mean like it's they're I think they're basically criticizing the attack options as being almost too simple. Like it's very fun in a way. But it all is really sort of down to your tastes. And it's saying in almost a borderline sleazy way, I feel like that it's a great thing that they put a girl as one of the main characters, which Final Fight did not have. So, you know, there's that. We got a bunch of dudes in Final Fight. Let's look at the other 6 here, and then we'll look at the 8, since we had 2. We don't have a clear lowest score here. 2-player simultaneous play action. There are a ton of these games, which I figured, you know, by 1991, there definitely were, you know, both in arcades and at home. We were seeing a good amount of them. So I figured this would be a point of criticism that was levied against it. Let's see. So it's like it just falls into a sea of indistinct games. But they're happy to see that this game has its own distinct character. And of course we're calling out we're calling out Blaze as being a little sexy, and also specifically calling out the sound too, as having a good soundtrack, which our other 6 reviewer did not mention at all. I'm just looking to see our 7 did not mention the sound at all. Will our 8? Like, I feel like it's all people in the West talked about was the soundtrack for this game, right? Just because it was so unique. Whereas here, it's just kind of like, you know, that seems a little crazy to me. You had the impression that Streets of Rage 1 was a better upgraded version of Double Dragon. That's maybe even a better way of looking at it than a game that was competing with Final Fight, because this just feels so much different from Final Fight. It almost does feel a little more similar to something like Double Dragon. Prefer Streets of Rage 2 over Final Fight 1 and 2, but I prefer Final Fight 3 over Streets of Rage 3. Interesting. I think if we're just comparing, you know, if we're locked in the moment of time that we're in here right now with this magazine, where we only have Streets of Rage 1 and we have Final Fight 1, right? We don't have Streets of Rage 2 yet. We don't have Final Fight 2. We don't have any of the sequels yet. I think if I'm saying, would I rather play Super Nintendo Final Fight or Streets of Rage 1, I would say Streets of Rage 1. But that's only because I know how compromised Super Nintendo Final Fight is compared to arcade Final Fight. And so if you told me, or if you asked me, okay, fine, arcade Final Fight or Streets of Rage 1, I'm going to say arcade Final Fight. Maybe I'm just real Final Fight pilled right now, having just finished that video. But I really do think that arcade game was something special, and the Super Nintendo one just kind of dropped the ball on it in all sorts of ways. And yeah, I mean, I feel like Dark Tessia said, I feel like that's like Sega's biggest piece of ammo in the war between Final Fight 1 and Streets of Rage 1, right? Is like, but we've got multiplayer, and like, fair enough. Like, Capcom really kind of screwed that one up. Who knows? We might even be having a different conversation right now if they hadn't, right? It's really hard to say, because my time machine at least is not working. But anyway, Hold on a second. Let me gshow.org this because I've run into a word here that I am unfamiliar with. Okay. Rinjokan, a sense of presence, a sense of feeling, an ambiance, if you will. I'll have to add that to my my vocab list because I do not know that one. So it has quite it's a great game with quite a sense of ambiance. Yeah, it's like it feels how to put it. It feels similar in feel to Golden Axe, which I can understand though that comparison in like a presentation sort of way, not particularly in a game feel sort of way. And it controls well. The visuals in the atmosphere are great. And this is a staple of like a standout version of these types of games on the Mega Drive, which I 100% agree with. Like we had some kind of okay, whatever, maybe pseudo interesting beat 'em ups before this on the Mega Drive, but like this definitely did set another standard specifically for that platform. Yeah, if the graphics on Streets of Rage 1 were on par with Streets of Rage 2, I would take Streets of Rage 1 over Arcade Final Fight, but I love Final Fight. Yeah, that's a fair way of looking at it too, for sure. Okay, so now that we've looked at that, let me switch the game info here, and we're going to move on to our second game of the night here, which jumps us forward basically a year. This one actually came out in America before it came out in Japan. We had them really, I think, kind of figuring out that like, oh, the West really, really took off with this one in a way that Japan didn't. Because like I mentioned earlier, there was a Yuzo Koshiro interview that said, yeah, in Japan, it was just kind of regarded as a cult classic. It wasn't really, too much of anything. But let's get to this. And here we go. This is Streets of Rage 2. This is 1 year after the battle. The city that had been plagued with crime and violence was safe and peaceful. However, now that the iconic, the hands coming in there, evil has once again cast its shadow over the city. Intro is definitely a little more impressive this time around. I think we can all agree on that, right? They made this text scroll off the screen way too quick because they didn't want text to go over Mr. X's face, I suppose. I'm gonna have to refamiliarize myself with the control scheme here at the beginning because I think I remember it, but it's a little bit less straightforward than Streets of Rage 1 is. You have a lot more move variety. Even when you're not counting the Super Joy style specials, there's just a lot more you can do. Here it is, Streets of Rage 2. Yeah, it's now that you say that it was an Enigma song, it's like all I can hear now. I'm like, yeah, of course it's an Enigma song. What do we got for our options here? Oh, we also have a dual mode in this, so we can do those terrible versus modes that no one wants. I know we had, I think we had someone in here back to, God, what would that have been during an early stream that was that was a lover of the Double Dragon 1 NES versus mode. Much more spruced up character portraits here, I feel like. And Blaze, now in an outfit that seems even more difficult to fight in than her first one. But we're gonna do Blaze. Oh yeah, the classic beat 'em up story, right? And we've got what? We've still got stunning in this game. I would definitely say this has a beefier feel. So yeah, we've got the offensive Super Joy. So if you hold forward and that you do kind of her, it's not really a fireball, I guess, but, or you have a purely defensive one, which is this. Doesn't take away your energy unless you connect with anything. And I think what B and C, yeah, she's got a little sweep there. Little sweep. And you can jump. You got a regular attack, but I believe you've got, if you hold directions, like if you hold down in the air, you can do this kind of like jumping punch. And you've got a dash attack, which is particularly good for Blaze. Ah, TMG. It was you. I knew it was someone. And so you get a little bit of a stun off of that. That's a good way of, but you know, you still got the good old walk-up grabs. But look, it's so much more like, Meteor, right? Probably that even comes through just in the, yeah. And I think you can combo into it almost, too, like that. Inner City's Good Life is what it's sampled from. And I feel like we got much better coverage on, like, throwing enemies back. Like, they almost fixed the hitbox thing I mentioned from last time, I feel like. You can still stun lock. Oh, you're dashing. Okay. It's a little bit... You really gotta, like, stagger them a little bit more, and I think... And to get the full stun, I think you have to do single hits. I don't think... Like, because if you do two, if you see me, we went boom, boom, they moved a little bit. They were able to move a little bit, unlike in Streets of Rage 1, where 2 hits would keep them fully in stun. You've got them moving a little bit here. Oh yeah, we're still just holding the knife. We think we're Cody here, though unfortunately not nearly as fast of a as a knife swing as Cody. And look, I just feel like the damage on this is so kind of not great. But the having a Super Joy style move in this, I feel like really changes the way this game plays versus having to, you know, call the cop car and have a set of stocks, right? I did not mean to pick that up. But, because now, like, your number of specials is limited only to your health, right? I saw you gearing up for that swing. Pick up the apple. And these knife guys are much bigger menaces in this one. I feel like it's a little bit harder to break them out of their dash, if I remember correctly. So we'll get a good number of them later on here. Can I do it with the pipe still? Yes, I can. Yeah, so I asked people earlier about, like, soundtrack for 1 versus soundtrack for 2. Well, I saw it. Okay, yeah, I was gonna say, if you over there. I might actually say soundtrack for 1. I love the soundtrack for 2, but, like, more of the songs that get lodged in my memory tend to be, from 1. A mashup of Ghost Raid and Inner City track. The song was sampled from Good Life from years ago. I always, the TMNT part of my brain expects this car to back out every single time. Okay, alright, we're gonna start. Okay, I actually was trying to use the, because I think the, that is not fully invincible. I remember just kind of like locking this guy down a lot with that. No. No. When he's got that knife out, though. Okay, he can still just be grabbed. Yeah, alright, that's fine. This is a real classic, like this level with like the tables and like they did kind of an interesting version of this in Streets of Rage 4 as well, but I feel like this is just like so iconic. Just like you're in like the lounge or whatever with like the smooth music. I don't know. I'm kind of changing my mind on my statement and being like, oh, do I like the soundtrack from 2 better? Would I take that over 1? I don't know. Right? Yeah, it's I don't know, there's something about it. It really works for me. I don't mind a chill song playing in my beat 'em ups necessarily if it's done, you know, if it's done right. And this is definitely done right. Yeah. Streets of Rage 2 is the inspiration and base for all the Streets of Rage fan games. Oh, so even the base of 4. Interesting. I know, I actually haven't played any of the fan Streets of Rage games, of which there are quite a few these days. I should probably check some of those out one of these days. Yep, first stages. It's everything else is the problem musically. Yeah, it's really got quite a bit going on for it, doesn't it? At least up until this point. Money. I love that in 4 they put Rue behind the bar and the equivalent of this level. I keep forgetting you can't. Okay, lady. You're doing the same shimmies. I would like for you to come more over here, please. So that I can grab you. Thank you very much. Alright, and I think this boss is because he has so many, like, invulnerability windows. I remembered having to use a lot of fireballs on him. Sir, I see you back there. I would like to... Or are they just gonna keep coming out infinitely here? Because if I remember correctly... Oh, okay, I guess you can combo him at least a little bit. Maybe it's just on the higher difficulty levels he's... Yeah, that's more what I remember. Is that nonsense? There we go. Cost of some of our own health, we can get through it. I wish the Streets of Rage 4 had more tracks from Genesis Streets of Rage 1 so the Game Gear... Oh, I didn't know that they pulled... Ah... Maybe I've just never done that game with a classic soundtrack option. But the rain starts under your life bars. Oh my gosh, I did not even notice that. Under your life bars. I think we got some motorcycles coming here pretty soon, if I remember correctly. Yeah. I don't think I have to worry too much about him hitting me yet. I think that happens a little bit later. I think you can, for the most part, kind of stay near the bottom and be fairly safe here. I like the music in this level, but the jetpack jerk. Oh yeah, the jetpack. I think I remember what to do against the jetpack guy. But we'll see. We'll see how that fight goes. Yeah, here's our motorcycles. I guess I'll pick up the pipe. Storm! And here we're just kind of... Okay, we can knock him off. All right. Good stuff. I guess that was his bike exploding? Oh, this time, that one. There we go. It's not like vigilante bike guys where it's like super annoying, actually. I think you can even just do neutral jump kick and be okay there. Oops, okay. That one got me. Oh, look at you! You got a pipe, buddy! Tempest. Hey, hey! Oh, they're throwing grenades, that's right. Or pipe bombs, I guess? Guess those aren't really grenades, are they? Come on. Yeah, you want your pipe, I know. You can't have it. Or you're not. I'm not gonna let you actually do anything with it at any rate. Oh. Well, that didn't work out, did it? I mean, I'm not down that much health. Oh. Alright, so what was this? This was... Okay, this guy. Hakuyo. Oh. We gotta start. Get back on one side, please. See, we can still just kind of keep him relatively in stun there. This is the first time I've listened to the soundtrack through headphones in a while, though, I can tell you that much. Okay, alright, okay. I should have super joyed my way out of that one. What was I thinking? Dude, throw in one of those every once in a while just for fun. I don't find myself using her sweep that much. I don't know if anybody has any, like, great uses for the sweep or not. But I don't really remember ever having found any. You're being very well behaved there, sir. Color me surprised. Nope, the overhead does not cost, the dash does not cost any health, you're right. It just has, it has some startup. Like, you can kinda combo into it, but I don't think it's like really a combo. Not that it matters that much in this, it's not like this is a fighting game, but... Yeah, I mean, I don't know, I guess it kind of combos. It's good. I like it for crowd control more than I do anything else, and like it's also just kind of a neat looking move, I suppose. Delicious meat. Thank you very much. All right, here we go. Here's jetpack. Okay, that was not a good start to all this. Okay. I'm used to the dives. I know how to handle the dives. I guess I don't know how to handle that. I guess I probably need to, All right, here we go. Come on. That can just be beaten out with a jump kick. But yeah, until you get everything lined up, it's a bit of a pain, isn't it? And it's also a little bit slow. Yeah. There we go. Got it without losing a life. But yeah, the dives, like the steep dives are tough. Like, I think you just have to super joy through it and do the flip and, like, take the health hit. And this is the one that goes into the alien, isn't it? Yeah, oh, yeah, I guess the equivalent of the back attack in this is the sweep, right? Yeah, I guess because that sweeps around back. Ah, so that's the purpose of that. Oh, God, I can't believe I never clocked that. It's like, oh no, that's just the new back attack. Yeah, it almost seems pointless with how good the Super Joy is, right? I mean, I'm sure there are use cases for it, but I mean, I guess the use case is not wanting to lose health, right? That's probably it. But yeah, it's a little bit less obvious of a back attack to me. But now that I look at it, I'm like, oh yeah, of course it's a back attack. You're not gonna dash at me like the guys from 1. Nope. Donovan. Yeah, this might be among my, my favorites from the soundtrack, too. This is a real good one. It's a bare knuckle machine, you know, the kind that didn't actually exist. Though, to be fair, I have one of those, and I have an Streets of Rage playing in an arcade cabinet on my intro screen, which did not exist, so I can't be too hard on them. Because what if it did? That would have been pretty neat. Get down here. Oh, there's multiple of you here now. Okay. Another... Yeah, I feel like this game kind of hands out lives like candy, at least on normal. That's what I remember by the end of this, unlike Streets of Rage 1, just having, like, so many lives. And I was like, how can I possibly, like, how can I lose this? It just seems impossible. I don't know what everybody else thinks as far as the over-under, as far as like the ease of play, so Streets of Rage 1 versus Streets of Rage 2. The back attack is not effective as a Super Joy because of the lack of invulnerability. Yeah, for sure. I mean, it might have some sort of priority, but yeah, it's not gonna have full invincibility like a good Super Joy should. Just the Mega Drive version with extra... Really? Did they put that in a cabinet? I don't know if I ever realized that. Trying to catch that knife guy with something that'll stop him here. That's how we crowd control. I wonder if that was a... I wonder if that was just a thing that they did in the West, though. Put Streets of Rage 2 in a cab. Makes me wonder. Nope, we're not standing for that. We don't do that. Oh, he doesn't like grabs. Okay, that's his thing, I guess. System 32. Oh, man. You're not kidding. System 32 Streets of Rage would have been sick. All right, now what? We go into Alien? Not yet. Okay. Yeah, we can still stun lock the whole crowd of them. Oh, you can see it in arcades in a UK background of a UK documentary. Interesting. These aren't breakable, right? Yeah, that's just scenery. Oh, more lives. Just what I need. I was really hurting for him. Okay, I need to do... Yeah, I was gonna say, these guys have some kind of... Oh, did you guys... Okay, you guys both died. Pirates versus ninjas! It's here. It's gonna be versus aliens, soon enough, too. Ready Funk, the one with the alien... Oh, it's after the stage! Okay, okay. I'm getting my... Oh, that's right, you're here. Alright, we need to be a little more offensive here. You guys are a menace. Alright. Pushing down my health a little bit, but... Are you gonna... Yeah, I knew it. I knew as soon as I made the move. There we go. Should have done that earlier. Sega Mega Drive version of Tetris was on pirate multi-carts in early 90s because they put a Mega Drive cart. So it was just like a Mega Drive cart in the arcade board. And it explodes, right? Yeah, I was like, I remember these things exploding. Yes, I ought to jump away. I always, like, this is a neat effect, don't get me wrong, but it kind of messes with me visually. I'm like, it makes it a little harder to visually parse, I feel like, at least for me. Not impossible. But I always thought, like, I appreciate what they're going for here, but, like... And I think for the alien, if I remember correctly, you just kind of neutral jump kick when the head moves. I think you're still alive over here. Man just like spawned out of the ground. Yeah, the whole story with Sega's Mega Drive Tetris is kind of an interesting one for sure. I like that they didn't M2 do a new version of it for the, what was it, either the Mega Drive Mini 1 or 2, was it? Something like that? Oh, right, the alien's here. Yeah, I think you just kind of knock his stupid head away like this. Maybe I'm not lined up with it correctly. There we go. What's his name? Vel? Ooh. Okay. So weird that they just stuck in... Like, with how grounded Streets of Rage 1 was, And now it's like, you know, there's aliens now, by the way. Streets of Rage 2 is one of the few beat-em-ups that I'm willing to play non-stop sessions because it's a total package that doesn't overstay its welcome. Final Vendetta, if you can believe it, I've not played Final Vendetta yet. I would like to change that. I should probably change that on a stream, in fact, because it seems pretty neat. But I definitely have experience with this one, though it was from a while ago. What was this guy's deal? You have to, like, bait out his uppercut or something? Was that what it was? How do you... I'm trying to remember. Boy, oh boy, I do not remember. Maybe... I mean, I don't think I have the health to support that. I'm trying to remember how to bait out this guy's uppercut. Like, what? And now I'm out of Super Joys. I'll have to practice this guy. I mean, I can cheese it by just, you know, invincibilitying my way through all of his moves. Or I guess maybe a weapon will do it as well, which I didn't even notice over there earlier. That'll do it. Jump backwards as he's getting up from being knocked down to bait the uppercut. Alright, I'm gonna... Jump back as he's getting up. I'm just taking some notes here, because I would like to get a little bit better at that fight. No, that's right, you slide. I should have known that from Streets of Rage 4! Where you also annoyed me with that. Endlessly. Oh. No, we're not doing that. Oh, knife boys. We're not doing that either, knife guy. Come on. Get off the bench. Oh! It's the baseball signs. Do baseball. Do baseball. What's so hard to understand? It's like Boo. Get what? You're invincible because you're by the bench? Just do baseball. Exactly like the sign says. It's not difficult. God. The one with Under a Lot, sampled from a Shaman song, Move Any Mountain. Move any baseball. I shouldn't have picked that up there. Baseball. Do it, Koshu. Do. No, no. You're not doing baseball. Hitting me is not doing... It does... Yeah. It totally does. You can still get the whole crowd stunned, so satisfying. You can't really, they kind of took away the shimmy, the back and forth shimmy from Streets of Rage 1, which makes sense if they switched over to Super Joy. I get it. Doesn't really make sense to have both. Come on. Yeah, and I love you can do the down punch. That killed him. But if you do the down punch, you can do it right into a grab. So like your regular flying kick will knock down, but if you hold down and do it, you do the punch. Which, let's see. Okay, well, not when they anti-air you, you can't. Guy's got anti-airs. Oh. I was not trying to do the Splatterhouse Biggie shotgun trick there particularly by picking up one and then picking up the other. But anyway, yeah, you can do this. That one leads more into a combo route, even if you don't. Whoa, okay. I forgot you were up next. Ah, I didn't get the grab on there. You probably want to prefer knockdowns for this, actually, just to keep them at bay here. And I figured there would be health there, of course. Maybe more in here. And there's the mound. That is a really satisfying move to do, though. Yeah, you gotta... Okay, I did not particularly do a good job of it there, but I think you're supposed to bait out his jump. I was not nearly far enough away from him. So like that. And then he ain't such a big deal. Though unlike the fireman, the man dressed like a fireman in Streets of Rage 1, you can actually pick up this guy and slam him. The other one, you would just go, oh, he was, you know, so big or whatever, he would fall on you. We'll stick to the corners for this, I believe there's another elevator type stage later, but our first elevator stage, I suppose. Byakko, that's probably supposed to be the word Byakko being like white tiger. They kind of wrote it as like Byatko. Oh, comes down with a jump kick. Look at you. Aren't you a special one? I keep thinking like, I did not notice how low my health was there. That's okay. Okay, I forgot. We got anti-airs. Yeah, I believe we get 2 elevator stages in this one, if I'm not mistaken. Very fast elevator, too. Well, I mean, I guess all elevators are fast. You typically are just not seeing what's happening outside of the, Okay, what was this one? I think I kinda... Oh, yes, warrior. Okay. What was this? I think this was just kind of the, he dashes in on you and you do jump kick thing. But I think you have to do, like, neutral jump kick. And react better than that, also. Oh, yeah, he does that. Okay. Alright, getting body splashed by him, I guess I probably just have to... Super Joy out of. You're back! Okay, he, like... I mean, you're just gonna walk toward me? I thought at least you would attempt dash or... Okay, yeah, he likes to grab when you go in for a grab. I should have figured that. Just fishing here. We're just fishing. They are going... Okay. Fairly well. We get a fairly abundance. I do not know all the hidden one-up locations, actually. In fact, this is my first time knowing, I got a neutral jump kick there instead of... It comes out quicker than I thought. When he does it from across the room, no problem, but, I mean, I guess I can do that, too, and just be done with it. Okay. My timing on that is just not too great. Not great at all, in fact. That's okay. Yeah, I did, Streets of Rage 1 on 2 credits. I barely had to use a second credit. I didn't even get 2 lives into the second credit, but I made too many mistakes early, and Mr. X was just a little bit too much. This one's going okay. Yeah, Blaze is not quite the overpowered monster that she was in, Okay, well, I asked for that, really. I guess, who is, what's anybody know the, I picked Blaze more just out of habit than anything else. What's the character tier list for this game? Oh, she is a beast in this game, okay. I mean, she seems fine, but, like, she's crazy good in 1. So I don't know if anybody knows what the over-under is on, like, Max is the best in 2. I would believe that is the power type. Oh, hello. Was it me, or did he come down with... I'll have to give Max a try sometime. I don't think I've done too much with Max. Axel, so they kind of did Axel dirty then, huh? I mean, he was all right in 1. Like, he was no Blaze, but he was better than he's better than the alternative. Skate. I've also done, I mean, Skate is probably... How can Streets of Rage, if they haven't any emotions? That's a good question. It's a great question. Axel is good in 1 and 3 and 4, but God, he sucks in 2. Okay, we have differing opinions. Streets of Rage 4 launch, Axel was lowest tier for a while. I just went right in with, when 4 came out, I was pretty much just Blaze and Sherry, like, all the way. And even though I think he's not, like, the best character, video game college, it's gonna... Yeah, Blaze was nuts in 4. And I actually really like Rue in 4. I don't think he's like one of the best characters, but like he's just, his special being the clowns that you can summon is just so good. I love it so much. God, I'm so used to Streets of Rage not having that special that coming off a 1, I'm like, oh God, what do I do? And I'm like, no, just use the Super Joy. It's fine. Just use it. Oh yes, this is the origin of you guys as well. I'm trying to think if I played Adam in 4 at all. Okay, yep, we know. We know. You would like to get some hits in too, sir. I understand. Knuckles can be Bear, as it turns out. Just like that guy can grab me. That's a thing that's very much possible. And apparently he can just keep grabbing! Legally distinct Adon. He is legally distinct Adon. Oh, that's right, you come back. I forgot about this. Letting my guard down here. Nice. Yeah, I haven't, there's so many characters and so many versions of characters that you can play in Streets of Rage 4 that, like, making a tier list for that game would be relatively difficult for a beat-em-up. Blaze got nerfed in 4 when they did the update, but she's still extremely good. She just now has to share the stage with other characters. Yeah, that's fair. I know, Shiva's gotta be pretty high up, I assume. I heard people saying, was it Estelle? Does pretty good. I haven't played too much Estelle, I will admit. I'm waiting for you to come in, because I know you want to do it. I did not hit the Super Joy in time there. No, I don't like that dive. I like the straight one, thank you very much. Okay. Is there health in here? Yes, there is. No, I was asking for that. There we go. Punch works too, apparently. Oh! I should just neutral and not jump. Incab includes Estelle, but not Adam. Okay. Oh, you never finished 4? Oh my gosh. 4 is so good. I might, we'll see what next week brings, but I might find a, find an excuse to, like, 4 is just a game you can play forever and ever is the thing, like, you know, because of Mr. X's nightmare and, like, because of so many other things, right? I'm out of Super Joy. I'm out of health, so I'm out of Super Joys. Nope, just get off of me. Just get off of me. Boy, I do not particularly remember the tactics for this part apart from just flip as much as you can. Wow, I am going through lives here. That is not great. I probably need to be doing more. Because that flipping... And probably weapons. Yeah. Okay, let's see if I can remember this. Is this the guy who did... I think this is the guy who did, like, cross-plane jumps. Like, he would jump... Oh no, this isn't even the boss yet. The music just changed. Yep, you come on in. Balloon! Your cat's trying to get into some CDI games. Which games? For not having run mechanics took you a while to get used to. Did 3 have run mechanics? I haven't played 3 in a very long time, so... Oh, CDI and Body Slam Mutant Rampage. Who really could forget Body Slam Mutant Rampage, honestly? Oh, okay. I thought he just did jumps there, but... apparently that's not true. Oh, God. Okay. Come on, dude. Yeah, this is not, I don't remember, like, I remember getting him to cross-jump planes like that, and then beyond that, like, I don't remember the tech at all for this guy. Apart from, you know, the usuals. Where are you? But I remember him jumping a lot more than he is? He's just kind of doing a lot of that, which... Okay, well... That's not a 1cc. That's okay. We're gonna credit feed. Scott, I have not played this game in a while. I'm actually surprised I made it as far as I did with as little friction as I did. Alright. I don't know if I remember Mutant Rampage Body Slam being good, per se, but it certainly was interesting. Was that... Enemies could pick up your healing items and 1-ups and use them? Holy shit, that's actually pretty... That's pretty crazy, actually. It was a long time ago I played that one at your place. Alright, we can just do a stun lock here. That's neat. Ah, another beach level. Not quite as neat as the beach level in the first one, I don't feel like. CDI, you should totally bring a CDI. Have they ever asked you to bring that CDI to MagFest? It's kind of crazy that they haven't. forgot I just can't... This... Sir? They haven't. Huh. Well, didn't you... Which one had, the Eugene Levy golf game, was that 3DO or was that CDI? Because I remember you brought that one year, but I guess that must have been 3DO, huh? The song at Street to Everyone's Beach Stage is top tier. I agree with that. Water! There's water right there! There's plenty of it! You got all you need! You don't need this. The golf... I think... Oh, someone else brought the CDI and you brought the disc. Okay. Because I definitely remember you playing it, and that's when you revealed to me that you helped co-author the GameFAQs guide for it, and I almost didn't believe you at first. I feel like I'm gonna need to be doing a lot of super joying through... Okay, you anti-air too. So how... Okay. Go. Oh boy, we have to do shoot, shoot, stay. Okay, hold on, let me pause. Shoot, shoot, stay takes a minute. All right, hold on. For those of you who don't know, it's been a while since anyone redeemed this, so let's see. I've got a supply of I don't know if for anyone who's seen Game Center CX, but we've got these kind of cooling pads here. They're sort of like, I don't know how you describe them. They're like some sort of cooling thing. And they have like an adhesive that you stick on your head. And actually, this one's adhesive. Let me open a new one, because I think this one's adhesive is not very good. It's not sticking very well. So let me open a new one, because that package was actually open. I do know the forward dash. I think I've been underutilizing it, to be fair. So that's a good call out, especially in crowds. I'm just coming right off of Streets of Rage 1. It like leaves my memory that it's a thing in this game. All right, yeah, I can feel the adhesive on this one is much, much better. Turns out if you leave a packet, because there's multiple ones in a pack. Like, I just opened this pack, and there's like 2 more in here. And even though they have like paper backing, I think when you leave them open, the adhesive gets... I don't know. I haven't actually even seen these things at like Mitsuwa or any of the Japanese supermarkets. A while back because I do an Arino cosplay for events sometimes, and so I have these. And years ago, I ordered some off of Amazon Japan and then just had them shipped to me along with some other stuff I'd ordered. And I didn't realize I ordered a huge box of them. And so I still have them today, even now. All right, use dash more. Oh yes, I know you guys. You guys love... I will say, the one thing I really, really miss about Final Fight is being able to just, like, attack enemies off screen. Oof. I was trying to cancel that in the opposite... Boy, oh boy, this is where they save all the difficulty for. lordy. Okay. I am also not the fastest person in the world at getting that dash out either. Gotta work on that. But it does seem to have good priority in knocking them down, that's for sure. Except when I come up short on it. Yeah, I'm surprised at least I haven't been able to locate them in Mitsuwa. Other Asian supermarkets, obviously your mileage may vary, but H-Mart, yeah, they could be at H-Mart. Okay, I did not mean to let you actually hit me with that. Gourmand! You're not Gourmand! Oops. I am not getting out of the way of that quickly enough. There we go. That got us through it at least. He might! He just might! Get in the stew! Daiso could. I could see Daiso having them. I don't have a Daiso like super close to me. So I can't really check that. I just have my big old box that I ordered from Amazon Japan like ages ago. Okay, I feel like we need to just be hitting... Maybe not. That's like, that's a lot of motorcycles, man. There's probably a better way to handle that. Get off. Man, oh man. Okay. I should have super joyed there. Wanted to read cons. Oh yeah, I got, what is it? I got stuck in a video game or whatever. I'm sad I'll miss him. He's coming, the producer of Game Center CX, Tsuyoshi Kon, is going to be at Galloping Ghost on next Friday, but like it's the first day of Combo Breaker. I should check my schedule. I should check my schedule to see if I can't pop over there, but it'll be tough because it's the first day of that event, and I kind of work it too. I help work a booth, so I was really hoping he was going to be there Thursday instead of Friday, but... Alright, so we gotta knock him down and then jump away to bait the uppercut. But that means we gotta get the knockdown first, which I guess we can... Okay. Oh, wait, and this? What? Are you serious? This is some bullshit. What are you even supposed to do about this? I guess you probably get rid of the rocket. Yeah, he doesn't like that. I would like to get rid of stealth first, but that does not seem to be going too well for me. This is... Sir, you are not supposed to be down here. I am trying to get rid of the Rocketeer here. Which I think I now have. Alright. Okay, and so what? But then when you get in... Are you just supposed to do a grab, I wonder? Okay, maybe I jumped away too far from you that time. Yeah, I'm gonna lose a life on that one. Alright. Souther? Yeah, okay, maybe you gotta do a grab or something because you can't combo. Not really. He doesn't really give you a chance to. Souther, another Fist of the North Star. Yeah, Combo Breaker's a fun event, but I can absolutely get not wanting to travel here right now. I understand. I really do. Alright, I forgot there are 8 stages in this. Is this do baseball again? That was earlier. We did baseball already. Where were you? You clearly had better things to do than baseball. Oh, God. Oh, he just comes down and slaps you. That's no excuse for not doing baseball. The point is that not... Oh, we got a little, like, stun pattern there. Yep, you immediately capitalize on that. I should have known. Yeah, they might throw you out. You might fly out of a moving vehicle if you try to do baseball while in motion. That is true. I suppose you're right. Does this guy think he is Rolento? Is that is that one just gonna spin forever? It's like Boo. Group all you fools on one side if we can. Thank you very much. Alright, we're doing the thing where we travel on the conveyor belt. What is this, Double Dragon? We in Double Dragon now? We love the conveyor belts? I was really hoping not to proc you, but it is what it is. Run in circles around me, Jesus. Really? Had to get the grab in at the end, huh? And now we got his buddy. We got Buo. Yeah, the voice samples are definitely a lot clearer sounding than they were. We're not gonna do this stupid... Yeah, that priority on that did not work out in my favor, that's for sure. I was the one who got thrown there. Maybe combos are just a better way to go for him versus trying to go in for the throw. So I feel like I'm going to be on another credit here soon enough, which makes sense given how long it's been since I played this, but I was also hoping for it not to be the case. Yep, okay. Best song, huh? And what, this is second elevator, right? Oh boy, this one. Okay, we got another one of you. That works. Trying to hit the Super Joy there, but... And that's the dive. Not the one I want. Alright, there's credit. We got some things to practice, clearly. Well, if that was just the wrong button, but yeah, okay. That was the one I was trying for. Man, oh man. There we go. That's the kind of clumpage we really want, but you know, without the... You gonna stay there in the corner? Of course. Of course! Mutsu. The much slower elevator. Man, oh man. I guess when I was thinking about how much easier this one was, I was thinking mostly of earlier levels. And, of course, it doesn't help if I just turn around mid, No, I didn't want to... No, we got anti-airs there, okay. I wish it was better timing. Oh, now we got... And one of him, too? Yep, I'm gonna have to get out of the... Oh, man, this guy and him. Alright. Oh, you get to do the slap from there. Okay. Oh, well. So much for that, I guess. Maybe it's because I've practiced the first Streets of Rage one more. That could be why. But, wow. In my memory... 2 was way easier than 1, but I'm walking back that decision. I'll have to do some do a little bit of save state practice there, so I can learn this one a little bit better. All right, but the show must go on. And by go on, I mean, look at magazines. All right. So, again, just to remind everyone, for those who may not have been here for the first Famitsu look here, Famitsu check! That's right, here it is. So, I should. I actually, that popped into my head the other day, and I haven't acted on it yet. I obviously have the sound bite for it. I just got to put it in. It's a good idea, though. So Final Fight, Super Nintendo Final Fight 7787, right? Yeah, I can put that on my soundboard for sure. I got a Stream Deck down here. I almost said Steam Deck. I don't have one of those. I don't need one of those. But I can definitely queue it up for these segments, and I should. And we've got 8676, so a couple points lower for Streets of Rage 1, but not too much, right? 8676. Yeah, right. Two people gave it a 6. But if you weren't around for this part, Chibi UFO, the TLDR for this is that they're literally right here. They're calling it a Final Fight like. Right here. Final Fight Daiku na Gemu. So very literally a Final Fight like. I think that's unfair. I don't think this plays very much like Final Fight at all. Even Streets of Rage 2, which is discernibly more like Final Fight insofar as like how it has a Super Joy and things like this, I don't think feels much like Final Fight at all. But they called it a Final Fight like. And so now what happens when we get all the way here to Bare Knuckle 2? We won't zoom in that far. I mean, it's a beat 'em up, but that's about it. Yeah, that's about as much as it's like Final Fight. So 7676. So actually, is it a worse score? Let's see. I'm very bad at math today, so let's see. We've got we've got 8676, which is a 27, and we've got 7676, which is 1 point lower. Yeah, this might, now that you say it, they didn't call it belt scrolling, did they? No, you're right. I hadn't really clocked that, but yeah, you're totally right. They're actually calling it Kakuto action game. So like a fighting action game. For those who don't know, Kakuto game or Kakuge is a fighting game, like, you know, your Street Fighter 2s and things like that, like an actual proper fighting game. Yeah, you're right. They hadn't adopted belt scrolling action yet, apparently. I wonder when they actually started calling it that. That's a really interesting observation. It's absolutely called that now, and it has been, I think, for some time, but it's true that term does not appear here yet. This is 1991. This will put us in 1992. This will put us January 22nd, 93. In fact, I think they had a little bit of a, no, sorry, this did come out in January 93 in Japan. It came out a month later. Let's see if they call it that now here at all. It's still Kakuto action game. Hey, interesting. Now I feel like I owe it to myself to do some research. Yeah, okay, yeah, you want to go back here and look at this. Yeah, PC Genjin 2 got 7786. I don't know if you have any feelings about a Hatris for Game Boy. I think that's probably about the right score for Hatris. You may be happy at least to know, Chibi UFO. I don't know what your feelings on Final Fantasy IV are, but Final Fantasy IV did get a very good score. 9, 9, 10, and 8. So I think they scored that one pretty on the nose. What else? I love 4 as well. I think this is pretty good numbers for that. What else did we have in here in this previous issue? We had, I don't know if you have feelings on The Little Mermaid on the NES, but they scored this pretty low. They gave it a 5654. Yep, Samurai Pizza Cats is there. That got a pretty. That's down on the next page. Samurai Pizza Cats is down here. Yeah, I said that when we got to The Little Mermaid. I was kind of like, I don't know if The Little Mermaid is a 4. Like by whose standards does that get a 4? That seems a little bit harsh. Yeah, back in the day, I think Famitsu could be pretty harsh for sure. And I don't think we had anything else too crazy down here that got any nutty scores. We got like the Game Gear Fantasy Zone and stuff, which also got a 4. I haven't, and a 3 for that matter. I haven't played the Game Gear Fantasy Zone, so I have no feelings about that one way or the other. But that was the last issue. This is 1993. So what do we got here? We'll get to Streets of Rage 2 in a second here. We've got Budai. Okay. Chidama no Yushiden Setsu. I'm not too familiar with what this game is. Sim Earth for the PC Engine CD-ROM, which I forgot that was even a thing, if I'm being honest. Lots of kind of 5s and things for these two. Let's see what else we covered. We're in for a penny, in for a pound. Sanrio Carnival 2, which was a Famicom, a puzzle game. I'm trying to see if they talk about what kind of game it was. It certainly looks like a puzzle game to me. Certainly more generous than I think Sim Earth on PC Engine deserves. We've got Wily and Light's Rockboard, Zat's Paradise. I've never. It's like what is it? It's like Jinsei Gameu. It's like the version of like the Game of Life, I think. But with Mega Man characters and like 7554, which Itadaki Street. They reference Itadaki Street, which is kind of like a branded version of this game. This idea of a game, rather. Yeah, Monopoly and Jinsei games, things like that. That's a pretty late Famicom game. I guess I didn't know that came out in like late 92 or early 93 in Japan. What is this? Europa Sensen. So like some kind of European Sensen. Something to do with war, but a front line, I think. Yeah, I got it just before I looked it up on G-Show. Like European front line. What they rated Mighty Final Fight. That's a good question. I'll have to explore that. But yeah, I could see that. I don't know yet, but I could totally see that as being like, this is a late Famicom game. What the hell? I don't. Though, I mean, these are a bunch of late Famicom games, and they're, well, you can argue whether they're being fair or not. Let's see. We've got the European front line on both the Super Famicom and the Mega Drive, and it got one reviewer scored it better. Because not that I know anything about this game, but I'm just curious why one reviewer would score this a 7 on the Mega Drive and a 6 on the Super Famicom when the other reviewers' scores were identical. Operation Europe. Okay. They're saying that the computer's, it moves faster when you're playing against it in the Mega Drive one in the Super Famicom. Though it is weaker graphically than the Super Famicom version. And so it's really going to depend on which one of those you want. And so I guess he gave that a point for it being, the computer being faster. Interesting. Let's see here. Okay, and then we get into this. So let's go back to Streets of Rage here. You've played which one, Ubersource? The European Operation Europe? I did not think that was your speed of game. And by that, I don't mean CPU clock speed. I mean your type of game. I didn't know you ever dabbled in the simulations, I assume that's a war simulation. It sure sounds like it by the name, by the sound of the name anyway. All right. So they gave this. You had a period in the 90s where you were into strategy games. Okay. And you selected, were you a Nobunaga's Ambition person as well? Or perhaps a Romance of the Three Kingdoms? Were you like that sicko deep level of Sims? I actually don't know if I've ever played a Romance of the Three Kingdoms or a Nobunaga's Ambition, even for a second in my life. Like, I've played Dynasty Warriors games, but those are light strategy elements at best. All right. Well, it didn't have the high highs that Streets of Rage 1 did, because we did get someone giving it an 8. We did not get any 8s for Streets of Rage 2, but we did get a couple of 7s and a couple of 6s, so not terribly far below, I wouldn't say. So let's just take a look at these. We'll start from Taco X, who is the Sushi X, well, I mean, Sushi X was based on him, but the notoriously harsh one, right? Like, Taco X is the one who tells it like it is, well, according to him anyway. Actually, I want to look at, do we have the same review? What's our review staff difference look like? So we went largely the same. Hamamura Tsushin went up to first place reviewer. So Tofuya Famibo is not here. But the rest of the crew is more or less the same, except for Giorgio being swapped out for Tofuya Famibo here. So relatively the same crew of people. Relatively. Just one substitution. I mean, assuming that you believe that these weren't just names that were written by a rotating cast of people. Like, you know, you hear the stories of like Sushi X or whatever, whereas like Sushi X was not one guy through the same run of EGM, for example. So I'd believe the same potentially for Taco X too, but I don't know that to be true. Just spitballing. And some people guess that, like Watanabe Miki here, was that actually a woman? Was that just, you know, a man writing under a woman's alias? I don't know the answer to any of these questions, but these are questions that people have posed over time. Anyway, let's look at like Taco X here, for example. So again, they're calling it a Final Fight. Like, even here in 1993, we're still calling these Final Fight like. So like, let there be no doubt cast on what a long shadow Final Fight cast on this genre, because, you know, a good 2 to 3 years after that arcade game came out, like, we're still calling these Final Fight likes. We're also calling it Final Fight up here. So here, okay, we're saying it's a Final Fight type action game. We've got a bigger variety of moves than the first one, which is certainly true. Let's see. So it's just doing all the different moves is fun. Yeah, pretty fun. I'll agree with that. Let's see here. The slim characters. Kupusoku. Let me do a G-show on this particular word here. Impressive. Okay. Hakuryoku Fusoku. So the slim looking characters are not impressive. Apparently the graphics were not particularly impressive to him, but that's fine. Let's see. Tonikaku ne-chan. Hold on. What is this word? Oh, yeah, he's being horny for Blaze again. I think he's saying like, anyway, it's a girl, drool. So like you think this just happened in American video game magazines in the 90s? No, it happened in Japanese ones too. How tongue-in-cheek was it? I don't know, but it sure did happen here too. So, my guess is that him talking about slim characters, I don't know, do you think that was like doing an analog? I don't know. These characters are pretty slim in Final Fight too, except for Hagar. So I don't really know what exactly he means by that. Yeah, casual sexism is all around us, truly, especially in the 90s. Let's look at we'll go top down here. We'll go with one of our sevens. So we had so on normal mode, it's Final Fight, is what he's saying. So, okay, normal mode is what I was playing. So normal mode, it's Final Fight. Hard mode, it's Street Fighter 2. That doesn't, I don't really know what that sentence means. It's really not. I don't know if it just means in terms of difficulty, but like saying that like Street Fighter 2 is significantly more difficult than Final Fight, I just don't think is a statement that makes any sense either, right? Because like A, they're two different genres, and B, like Final Fight is pretty goddamn hard. So I don't really know what that means. Let's see here. Oh, I'm sorry. I misread this. It's battle mode. He's talking about battle mode. He's talking about the versus mode that's in there, the one-on-one versus mode. So yes, okay, fine. Like I can't believe that has the depths of Street Fighter 2, but okay, fine. Getting blown up by those CPU guile chargeless flash kicks, right? Yeah, you didn't have time to charge that. What the hell, Guile? But no, he meant battle mode. My brain filled in some gaps that weren't actually there. Let's see. Again, saying this kind of game comes out pretty often. But this one stands apart because of the quality of the moves, which is I agree with that. And he's also calling out that it has a black child as a character, which I guess is probably pretty rare for a Japanese made game. Putting Skate in there was probably a rarity at the time. He's saying like he's got breakdance moves. And just like an acrobatic sense of attack. So he was pretty into Skate, I guess. He was into Skate. All right, cool. Let's see here. So another 6 here is like compared to the last installment, there's more. Yeah, the characters feel more fresh because they have a lot more moves. Yeah, it could have been way more. Like I don't think his comment was. Maybe the way I read it made it sound a little weird, but like I didn't detect any sort of like racist intent in there necessarily. Like he was more stating, it is a fact than anything else. Let's see here. The characters are fresh because they have a lot more moves. Let's see. Oh, okay. He says, this reviewer says that it's just sad that it doesn't slip enough out of the classic beat 'em up formula. Yeah, pretty much just driving home that point where he doesn't feel like enough of it doesn't set itself apart enough from the slew of other games that were like this. Again, I see like no one mentioning the sound in here, which is just crazy. Let's see. What's our last one? It's pretty easy to lose health in this game, but doing the special moves feels really good. do, 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 do. Okay. So again, I feel like this is a little bit of a reductive statement here, but saying that this isn't particularly like, it doesn't feel particularly different from a game where you're, mashing a button, but the atmosphere, like the vibes in it are good. And it's like, saying it's just like a Streets of Rage is just a game where you mash a button. I don't know. I feel like that's a little bit reductive. Let's see. Oh, okay. So she's calling out the Axel's upper. So we had a conversation a little bit about this earlier in the stream. So I'm not saying that anything is right or wrong here, but like I said grand upper because I feel like most people think it's grand upper. And I think it was Starlight Midori Land pointed out, so it's actually ground upper. And I was like, oh, really? Oh, okay, cool. And now here, great upper, which could easily be, her mishearing it or going off of, what she thought it was or whatever. But yeah, no mention of the soundtrack here really at all. Which is crazy because yeah, it feels like Japan has been on board with video game music for a long time. But yeah, for a reviewer here to not really mention it at all is just a little bit strange to me as well. But yeah, that's where I almost said that's where Final Fight came out, but that's where Streets of Rage 2 fell in things. I imagine, I haven't looked it up, but I imagine 3 probably, I suspect the score dipped yet again. And I mean, there's probably multiple reasons for that other than just the passage of time, right? Like we all have our opinions on 3. And I would expect that most people probably did not review 3 as well as they would have 1 or 2. But I did not look ahead to see what Famitsu gave us for Streets of Rage 3. Perhaps we'll figure that out another time. Meanwhile, I got some work on my 1cc to do for Streets of Rage 2. Apparently, I thought it would go a little bit better than that, but we can't always have our way. Yeah, I'm thinking maybe that next Tuesday I might do 3. I have very little experience in 3, and I probably will not have a lot of time to get up to speed on it, but I might have a little. And so maybe we'll look at 3 next week. We'll see. Maybe because I feel like Streets of Rage 4 is its own whole big thing that could take up just a whole stream on itself. So I might save 4. What I might do is I might do 3. I might try and learn a little bit about 3. So at least I don't come in completely unprepared. And maybe we'll look at some of the odd versions of, like, 1 and 2 had those Game Gear versions, and those might be fun. I haven't looked at the Game Gear version of 2. I have opinions on the Game Gear version of 1, and they're not good. But maybe I need a little bit of a revisit to refresh myself here. Yeah, I'm totally going to I will absolutely do the Japanese version of Streets of Rage 3 for sure. And Thursday, for those of you who weren't around for last time, Thursday is going to be a little bit of a special stream because I'm gonna have a second camera, and so we're gonna round off a few more of these games that I wrote about in Gameplay Harmonies. The final 3 that were in the book that I'll be streaming. They're all Mini-Moni games, so Mini-Moni fans look forward to that. But 2 of them are running on fairly special hardware. So one of them is a Game Boy Advance game that I just think will be fun because it's like it has a lot of English in it. So I think that'll be a fun one in the middle. I'm not sure if the GBA one is Sega or not. I don't think it is, but the other two are definitely Sega. One of them is Shakato Tambourine, which I have the peripherals. I'll be playing it on real PS1 hardware, and we'll have another camera. I'll probably have to. I have a standing desk here. You can't tell from this view, but I'll probably raise the desk, and I'll probably set up the tambourine, because the tambourine has a whole thing. It has a floor mat, it has a sensor, and you have to kind of hold the tambourine above where the sensor is. I'll probably be way worse at that game than I am with a controller, but you know what? I bought this. I got to do something with it. It's just been sitting in a box in my basement. And the third one will be one of the three. I think we only need to show off one. I don't think we need to show off all three, but one of the three Mini Money titles for Sega Pico. Because again, I bought a Sega Pico for writing that damn book, and it's been sitting in a box in a closet. And so I might as well pull it out for something. So we're gonna hook up a Sega Pico to the Retro Tink, only through Composite, because that's all the Sega Pico does. And I'm not paying a person to mod a Sega Pico. I don't need to waste my money that badly. I don't need an RGB modded Sega Pico. Thank you very much. But we'll have because the Pico, if for anyone who hasn't seen a Pico before, does have a physical component to it. It's kind of a little tablet type deal-in. You turn pages of a book. And so it'll make sense to put a second camera on that one. So we'll probably start with the music game, get the real fun stuff up front. We'll probably do the GBA one in the middle, and then we'll close it out with the Pico. And so two of those three will have the special camera on. So that's Thursday. Next Tuesday, I might do more Streets of Rage games. I mentioned it before, and I'll mention it again, but next Thursday, not this Thursday, but next Thursday, I will probably take off because it's pre-Combo Breaker. Got some friends in town, and we're probably going to head up to the Ghost on Thursday, since that's the only day they can do it. And with Combo Breaker, it's the only day I can do it. So we might have to take our first Thursday streaming break, but that's the plan. And that's what we're going to do. And are you guys? Yeah, you are. So Combo Breaker will be a lot of people. So there's you, Ted Bob, and your crew. Are you guys coming up? Because I think last time you did Friday, if I remember correctly, you arrived Friday. So you coming a day early this time? Thursday, nice. Because we also have some of you might know Lord BBH, the other, as though there's only one other, but another big arcade retro streamer and a friend, and Heidi Kemps are going to be in town for Combo Breaker, and I am, as much as I can, being their transportation, since they're staying around where I live. And so they want to go up Thursday. And so if you guys would also, you have your own transportation, so you can get yourself there. But yeah, we'll totally be there. I don't know when on Thursday yet. I got to work out timing with them, but we'll figure it out, and we'll all hang out there. It'll be fun. Yeah, I lurk on BBH too. I say something every once in a while, but for the most part, I pretty much lurk. In fact, you know what? I don't think he streams Tuesdays, if I remember correctly. I'm trying to see if we've got anyone interesting to raid, but we really don't. So I haven't done one of those in a while, but there's like nobody who I follow, who I really watch, that's online right now. So we'll skip that. But yeah, they'll be here for Combo Breaker. I don't know what either of them are entering. There's probably a non-zero chance that Heidi is entering VF. There's probably a pretty good chance that BBH is entering Mystery if he got into the registration in time, because that's what he usually does. Probably some side stuff he'll enter. I don't know if he's a Sailor Moon player, but maybe I'll see him in Sailor Moon. Who knows? Fighters Mega Mix against them. Yeah, that is I don't know. I don't know what the chances are of someone organizing an actual Fighters Mega Mix side tournament, but God, if it was someone, it would probably be them. Yeah, I'm being very conscious of the Chibi USA timer scams too, which I only recently, thanks to Ubersaurus, learned that were a thing. I'm feeling we practiced last night. We did some online Sailor Moon S matches, and I'm feeling a little bit better about myself than I was before with my I'm trying to learn Sailor Venus, but I'm a Sailor Mars. I'm a Sailor Mars guy for now because I can just play her like I play Sagat for the most part, except she doesn't have a DP. But that's who I'm going into Sailor Moon with, and I've done pretty okay with her before. I got absolutely destroyed at Frosty earlier this year by Sailor Venus players just bullying me. But the year before at Combo Breaker, I did all right with Mars, so I'm hoping I do all right this year too. So yeah, we still got a little bit of time, but that's what's happening for Combo Breaker. So I'm gonna call it for tonight. Thank you everyone for tuning in again. We had quite a crowd for Streets of Rage, which I guess I should have expected. I gotta play the hits a little bit more often, I guess, but hopefully we can get some more people in for a different kind of Streets of Rage next week. And until then, until Thursday, I guess, for those of you who can make it, thanks for stopping in and see ya.